Grand Rising, you guys. Pray that the day has found you well and blessed. So today's video, it's a different type of topic, right? I have been on my health fitness journey since 2018, so several years now. And the thing of it is, a huge part of that has been mental health. Like, honestly, I've made no strides physically without making strides mentally, right? And I preach this. If you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, other YouTube videos, I tell you, it is halfway mental, or 60-70% mental on the health and fitness journey. You know what I mean? The rest is just following directions of whatever directions you want to follow. You just got to figure that part out. So here in this video, a lot of my healing, my mental journey has been healing, mental, emotional, and some physical trauma. It's a situation where I realized that growing up, my home life was a little bit volatile, and that made me somewhat reclusive, and it also made me a comfort seeker. Now, this video is probably one of my more difficult videos for me personally, because I'm sharing a lot of personal information that I normally only share with friends. So be friendly. So it made me understand that, retract. So I realized that I was a comfort seeker. As a child growing up in that trauma, when my parents would fuss, fight, argue, I was always looking for a safe place. So, like, my room was my safe place. I go to my room, shut the door, turn the music up, so to try to drown out the noise, or get under my bed, or go in my closet. But I would try as hard as I could to get away from the noise and everything that was going on. And I realized that running from the trauma, running from the fear of what could have happened, followed me to adulthood. It followed me to teenagehood, to adulthood. It was one of those things that you hear the statement, the mark of the beast. It was almost like, I'll say it like this. Now, you take it and do with what you want. There are powers in this world that we don't talk about, and there are powers in this world that we do talk about. And let's hypothetically say the powers that be, right? The powers that be, right? They, let's say they grabbed me early. You know what I mean? And this is a very, very spiritual way that I'm speaking, not a physical grab and put me in a bag type situation. A very spiritual, let's just say they grabbed me early and marked me. Like the mark of the beast, like, bam, okay, she's going to have to deal with this trauma the rest of her life. Or she's going to have to deal with this trauma until she surpasses it or overcomes it, and then goes to the next level of evolution in her life. That's how I feel. I feel like a spiritual something took me aside as a child and marked me. And now I'm doing tattoo removal from that marking. And what I mean by that, y'all, I'm having to unlearn everything that I learned as a child. And what I mean by that, and this is what I think the Bible means when it says, put away childish things when you come into adulthood. When you're a child, do as a child do. When you're an adult, do as an adult would do. And why I say that is because the childish thing to do is to be scared and run, which is what I did, run and hide. And so as I come into adulthood, I have to drop that mentality, that thought process of running and hiding. And so as I go through my growth, my evolution journey, that is one of the things that I'm letting go of, running and hiding. You know, if you know me, if things get too hectic, I'm out quickly. So, you know, I'm working on changing who I am as a person, because I'm operating still off that little girl's, you know, mindset. Her psyche, you know, she was in self-protect, survive mode. I'm not. I'm a whole adult now. I can think for myself. I don't have to run and hide. I am big enough to fight if it comes to that. I am big enough to go toe to toe if it comes to that. And baby, if I ain't big enough, I'm smart enough. And if I ain't smart enough, I know somebody who is. You know what I mean? So I don't have to have those worries. I don't have to have those same fears that I had as a little girl dealing with volatile trauma, of my parents. I'm right next to the Navy, Air Force, so that's what that is. Okay, so now that you can hear me again, and it's one of those things that I've been in therapy. I talk to friends about this. I'm always back and forth with this situation. And I had a video that I listened to recently that was just like a major epiphany to me. And basically the video was about breaking your comfort zones to evolve to the next level, which is another thing that I'm working on, right? And I realized that I brought my comfort zone from childhood. My comfort zone that I'm operating on now is not one that came from adulthood. This is me needing to unlearn certain things that my perception as a child could not decipher what it really was or what it really meant to give me the best way to move forward in life, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because you're a child, you're just trying to get through it. You're not necessarily trying to rationalize or fix it, or at least I'm not. I've heard some people say, since I was a child, I've been managing my parents and this and that. I wasn't. I was being managed. So this is my story, right? So the thing of it is, as a child, I wasn't trying to manage because I was a do as I was told child for the most part. You know what I mean? There were some caveats to that, but for the most part, I was a do as you were told child. I listened. I was a yes ma'am, yes sir type of child. I was the type of child that if my teacher told me to go do something, I did it. I didn't give a lot of lip back. If I gave lip back, there was something seriously wrong because that wasn't who I was at that time in my life as a person. Very quiet as a person, and I go through that now. Playing again, y'all. I go through being that little shutdown girl now sometimes when I'm having emotional or mental challenges in my life, and I'm just at the point of letting all of that go. You know what I mean? I don't have to hold on to it. I don't have to carry that around. I don't have to be a person that is what do you call it? Instant gratification because I'm always seeking the comfort of safety that came from my childhood. Because it's like Erykah Badu bag lady. I don't want to hurt my bag. But if I should happen to decide to continue moving in that fashion and take that baggage that I picked up as a child that I was supposed to dump as an adult when I started figuring things out, then I would be a bag lady. But fortunately for me, I'm not a bag lady. I see the trash. I'm making the dumps necessary to change these self-limiting beliefs, these self-limiting habits, because they're habits that are hindering your life that come from your self-limiting beliefs. Believe it or not, if you don't feel you can be a good parent, you may run to alcohol, and alcohol is your crutch, or coke, or weed, whatever. I did a crutch video a while back. Different people got different crutches. So, you may be crutching on alcohol hard because you're afraid that you're going to be the same type of dad or mom that your mom or dad was. You're afraid that you're going to give back what was given to you, and you're still living in that self-limiting behavior, that self-limiting thought process that tells you you're not enough, that tells you you can't. That's what happens when you suffer trauma as a child. It forms beliefs that don't serve you. It forms thought processes that don't serve you. It makes you claim titles that you are no longer. You were molested, but you're a grown woman now. You were abused, But you're a grown man now. You were neglected, but you have your whole self here for you right now. There are no more excuses. No more excuses from this point on when you know you do better. And I know, and I'm doing better. I realize that I've had some habits that came from that child that needed that instant gratification of comfort out of fear for safety. Right here to adulthood. When something hits me, a challenge hits me out the blue, I panic. And my mind, a lot of the times, starts to look for comfort. Now, if I didn't study me so much and learn this about myself, I would be on a perpetual loop that would have kept me down forever. But being that I study me, baby, I study me like science. I saw what was going on. I saw that I was using that same comfort and instant gratification that I was using as a child, as an adult. And it was seriously affecting my drive, my motivation. If you're one of those people, you don't feel necessarily motivated, you feel tired a lot, you don't feel driven, you need to dig deep. You need to dig deep and see what self-limiting beliefs you're buying into, giving your time and attention to, that are keeping you from being where you desire to be. For instance, if you want to be, let's say you're 200 pounds and you're a woman and you want to be a size 6 at, what is a size 6, y'all? Like 140 pounds? Like, let's say 120 pounds, because I don't know. I really don't. Can't tell you the last time I saw a 6. So let's just say you decide to be a size 6, right? And you've got this regimen created for yourself. Okay, I'm going to follow the keto diet. And then I'm going to, or let's just say vegan. I know that diet, right? I don't know keto. So I'm going to follow the vegan diet, or whole food plant-based. I know that one too. Whole food plant-based. Or I'm going, and then I'm going to exercise 5 days a week. And I'm going to give myself 4 months to lose, was that 80 pounds, y'all? 80 pounds to become a size 6. I'm going to give myself 6 months to do that, right? That's what you say to yourself, right? Okay. You 2 days into it, you have an argument with your best friend. You have a sweet tooth that sabotages your diet a majority of the time. You're an emotional eater. You don't know it. And you have this disagreement, and you and your best friend are at odds. And what do? The commitment that you said you wanted to make to you, to give you 80 pounds lighter in 6 months, you just fell off because you don't know you. And you have habit of eating emotionally when you're upset. I'm one. So, or I was. I've learned to do differently now. Even if I do eat now, if I'm upset, let's go for something healthier. So, in any event, now you realize that, okay, now when I'm triggered, I want to eat. And this is going to stop my progress. So you have this awareness. So now you can do something about it. But let's just say that same lady, she started eating like that as a child because her home life wasn't safe. And food made her feel connected or safe or better. You know what I mean? A lot of people eat or put things in their mouths, like smokers when they're stressed, you know what I mean? Like drinkers, you know what I mean? Like there's a thing dealing with the mouth, instant gratification and stress, right? I don't have all the details. I'll probably put that in like a way later video when I get the information again. But it was something I saw one day that starts with a P, I think. But it's you do things with your mouth to soothe yourself, so to speak. You know, some people suck their thumb or, you know, something like that. So it's like that, but I can't remember all the details or what have you. Whole point being, let's get back on track. Now that you realize that that little girl that used to eat when things were going on in your home that made you feel unsafe, you're still that little girl. Now what you have to do is a term called reparent, right? And it could be simpler than reparenting yourself. Reparenting can be a lot. I'm not a person that actively practices reparenting, but I know it's an option. For me, I just observe behavior, make the necessary adjustments, and monitor that. And I'll work on one thing at a time for 30 days. So if I realize that, let's say I'm an emotional eater, for 30 days, that's going to get my full attention. Or, I'm going to do everything else, work, school, all of that. But in my personal life, that one thing is going to get my full attention, right? So I hope this makes sense. I would like to do a part 2 to this video. If anybody would like a part 2 to this video, let me know, because it is getting pretty lengthy. And I don't want it to be too lengthy. It makes it harder to upload when they're super long. And if you follow me, you know I'm not an editor. And I don't try to be. So I'm not good with editing, and I like to keep the video crisp, clean, so I can just post it, just upload it. It's raw, it's uncut. You're getting the realest of me, as if you were sitting right here beside me, sipping on your own island detox green smoothie, Anywho, I think the best solution when you realize that you have things like this in your life, that you are clinging to instant gratification due to traumas or self-limiting thoughts and beliefs, I think the best thing to do is take some time and evaluate yourself. Take some assessment. Take a deeper look at yourself and figure out who you are now, where you want to be, and bridge the gap between that. That's always my remedy. Where are you now? Where you want to be, right? The middle is the answer, right? So, and it doesn't matter where you are. As long as you know where you want to be, I promise you, it doesn't matter. You can always get there as long as you know. If you don't know, that's a bigger issue. Can't help with that. Well, I can, but that's a whole nother video. In any event, you guys, I pray that you all have a most magnificent day. Take heart to what was said on this video. And like I said, if you want a part 2, I got more on this topic. It's a deep topic. It's a good 30-40 minute topic, but I don't want to make a 30-40 minute video. So, peace, love, and light. And I'll see y'all next time.